Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. For me, it feels like it has been a while. For you guys, probably not so much. It's probably been about a week. Just because a lot of my videos are kind of done ahead of time. I try to stay like a video or two ahead of everything, and I've been posting so much lately. So for a video to go a full week without the next one going is kind of insane for me lately, which we're gonna be getting into that. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm feeling very anxious and nervous a little bit to make this video. And I think that just happens because it is gonna be a more vulnerable video. It's gonna be very personal to me. It's gonna be me opening up about some stuff. And there is gonna be one part in this that I already can tell you right away, it's gonna be emotional for me because I can't think about it, I can't talk about it without really feeling it. So if that's not your thing, if that's not your style, if you're not here for this kind of video, you can gladly click out. I will not be offended. I've done stuff like this in the past before where people are like,
wow, that seemed very personal and you seem like you were oversharing.
and I was like,
Yes, Janet, that was the point.
so again, I will not be offended if this is not for you. You can gladly go watch something else. But for those of you who this is for, let's get into it because I do have a doctor's appointment. I guess we'll kind of segue into this. I have a doctor's appointment in like an hour or so for my wrist. My wrist has been an ongoing issue for me for at least 6 months. I had an MRI done, I think about a week ago or so. So this appointment is going to be kind of going over the MRI results, seeing what's going on, seeing like what the next step in that sort of stuff is, which I will keep you guys updated on that because as of right now, I have no idea, but hopefully nothing too serious and we'll just move on from there. So you guys may remember when I posted this video right here and I really just kind of shared what is going on in the flight attendant world, what it's like to be a flight attendant right now, and just really hit you with some realness about what's going on. And you know, I just want to say thank you because I received such positive feedback and such loving and such understanding of people really like knowing where I was coming from. And it made me feel like I wasn't alone because so many of you left comments on there that were just like, I feel this in my industry too, whether that was nursing or teaching or whatever it was, or whether you were another flight attendant or in the aviation industry. There were so many people that could relate to me, and honestly, it was just amazing. There were so many comments. It's just no way to respond to everybody, but I did go through and read almost every single one of those comments. If you have not seen that video, I highly encourage you go check it out because that is going to be kind of the backbone of where I'm going to segue into this conversation about. So with that being said, this month I have been on reserve and I actually ended up flying almost 90 hours in a 3-week period. And for those of you who do not know, it's not quite the same as like a normal job where you like work 40 hours in the week. This is 90 flight hours. So our schedule works a bit differently. Like our hours kind of start when the door closes and when the door opens. So there's a lot of time that you're sitting at the airport in between flights, boarding, deplaning, when you've checked in and you're kind of just waiting to get started. So there's a lot of unaccounted for time that flight attendants are actually there that we're not quite getting paid for, and it's just part of being a flight attendant. Really high time flyers fly like 90 to 110 plus hours, and that's a lot. Like that is just a lot of flying for somebody whose only job is flying. Like that's a lot of hours, let alone for somebody like me who I do YouTube. I make my own videos, I run my Instagram, I run my cosmetic company and that Instagram, I check emails, I review comments, I mean I do a lot of stuff. Flying 90 hours in a month is a lot. Flying 90 hours in 3 weeks is a ton, and so I timed out early on reserve. So basically on a normal month, when you fly between 85 to 90 hours, you can call them and say, I want to be released for the rest of the month, which I did and I needed to do because my husband and I had to make a trip up to New York, which again, that is going to be part of what really has been hurting my heart that we're gonna get into in a bit. So anyways, I flew a bunch, and I feel like the last part you guys saw is I flew 4 days in a row. I got home for maybe 12 hours and literally had to fly again for another 2 days. And lately, all of my trips, because of COVID and all this stuff that's going on in the flight attendant industry, which is again why I wanted you to go kind of watch that video for a little bit of reference of what's been happening. All of my trips have been early sign-ins, minimum rest, working more flights than normal. So we're working more flights in a day. That's why I was able to accumulate like almost 90 hours in a 3-week period. But instead of being kind to myself and being like, wow, you're gonna work so much over here, maybe slow down on YouTube, I in turn said, well, you're gonna be flying so much, that's so much more content that you can get up and you can create and you can make, so you can really double down on all sides. And I was excited about that because I love my job. I love my job as a flight attendant, and I love YouTube. I do YouTube because the videos are fun for me to make. I feel like it really touches into my creative side. I love the relationships I get to build with you guys, especially when I get to meet y'all when I'm flying. It is amazing, and it really lights up my soul. It really is my purpose in life, and I feel it, and I know when I'm in alignment on my purpose. Like you just genuinely feel it. I love the life I have created for myself of being a flight attendant, of being a YouTuber, of being an owner of a cosmetic company. But it does not come without its challenges. Because I am so goal oriented, sometimes I get in my own way where it's like I don't know when to slow down, and I burn myself out, and I allow myself to work myself into the ground. And it's just because it's like I want to achieve so much, and I really love putting out content for you, and I enjoy it, and it's fun for me. And because of this, I'm like more, right? And I had the opportunity because I'm flying so much. I'm like,
I have so much more content to make for you.
but the opposite actually ended up happening for me. Is after those 6 days, I had a couple days off. For a normal flight attendant, those couple days off you enjoy, you kind of get yourself, your footing back, your rounding back, and then you go back. But for me, those couple days off, I always have to edit videos, and I have to fill cosmetic orders, which thank you to my husband, because he's been helping out tremendously on that front with the cosmetic company, especially while I'm flying. He helps me fill orders and do all of that. But I have emails to respond. I have my management company I have to talk to. I have all these plannings, and then I've had my wrist going on, so I have doctor's appointments. So, you know, I have videos to edit, and videos can take me multiple days to edit sometimes, depending on the video. So, you know, when you have a 2 days off or 3 days off, you know, most people get to go and relax and kind of just really like enjoy themselves and kind of get ready for the next go round, you know. But I haven't been doing that. As soon as I get home, I always end up working, and I always kind of tell this and I laugh about it, but it's just like, you know, my flight attendant job is normally under normal circumstances, like when I get to enjoy life. That's my fun time. That's not my work time. That's my downtime. And then when I come home, that's my work time, when I have to edit and I have to do all of that stuff, which again, I love what I do, so it doesn't always feel like work. But with the way schedules are being set up recently, and working so much and then coming home and working more, I have burnt myself out to the core. You know, like I'm one of those people, like I am a power to be reckoned with. Like I know myself, and I love myself, and I love that about me, that I am such a hard worker. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I'll toot my own horn, you know? But that is also problematic at times, because you know, towards the end, I was on for the 6 days. I had my 2-3 days off, which was actually spent working. And then I had to go back, and I was good for 4 days, and I ended up flying 2 trips of 2 days back to back. And again, short layovers, early sign-ins, multiple flights. I wanted to film those videos and really put that content for you guys, and I was like so excited, and I'm like,
Yeah, new videos.
But the problem is like I no longer felt at peace with myself. I was no longer having fun. I was no longer enjoying myself. Like work finally felt like work, and it wasn't enjoyable, and the trips weren't fun, and I was tired. I was physically and emotionally exhausted, which is understandable. And I you know, I give myself leeway for feeling that. The problem that I did though is, instead of filming that from an authentic and from a real perspective, I was like, no girl, smile, push through the pain, make this video so much fun, even though that's not internally how I was feeling. I was feeling just spent and dead, because I have worked myself into the grave, and I'm just like, I'm tired. And you know, it's very, very hard when you feel like this to shove a camera in your face and try to be entertaining and fun and whatever for other people, when it's like, I'm screaming inside, because that's not how I feel. Like I was just like, I was trying not to listen to my body, and I was trying to just go mind over matter and I wasn't connecting with actually how I was feeling. And you know, then the problem comes where it's just like, okay, well now you've created this video that is not authentic. It's not real. It's a lie. You were like smiling and you're like fake laughing, and it's just like you didn't actually feel like that. And you know, I'll call myself out because some of you guys call me out, and you know, like I'm very self-aware, and some of you have pointed out to me that y'all don't enjoy the fact that I laugh in between filming. Like I'll film something and then I'll start giggling and I exit out, and y'all find that super annoying, which is fine. Like that is fine, but I always respond and I'm just like, I laugh because I'm funny. I laugh because like I'm literally such a joke. My life is not that serious. I don't take myself that seriously, and it's just funny to like talk to a camera and then you kind of giggle at how stupid you were when you just talk to yourself. And that's why I laugh. And if it bothers you, that's fine. I'm not offended. I'm very confident in who I am. And you know, like sometimes like little comments like that, especially when you get them over and over and over again, and you're putting yourself, you're working so hard and you love what you're putting out. So sometimes comments similar to that can like really get to you. But I think like this time around, like I was just like, that's cool, like it's fine. You don't have to enjoy it, but it's authentically me. And anything that's authentically me, if somebody doesn't like it, I just don't care. Like, cause I'm like, okay, well, you don't have to like it, but this is me being me, and I'm okay if you don't like it, because you have to be confident within yourself. But anyways, kind of sidetracked off that. But I feel like even in those 4 days to those 2 days, I was already on the downhill. And then when I took the couple days off that I didn't take off, and then I turned around and worked another 4 days. By those 4 days, I just feel like the content that I created for y'all was not me. It wasn't authentic. It wasn't real. It wasn't me having fun. It was me just like really trying to fake a smile for you guys. So I haven't even watched the content, and I'm already like, I'm not going to post that. Like, you know, as much as I would love to throw a video up for you guys, and I've been trying to post a lot because I just love it. I love seeing my channel grow. I love seeing you guys grow. I love just getting the connection with you. And again, I love meeting y'all on flights and stuff. And so like, I just wanted to give you more and more and more and more. But it wasn't me anymore. In the last couple of videos I did, I tried to film those two, and then I was like, that didn't work. So I was like, scrap it. Then I ended up having, after the 4 days, I had maybe 2 days off or something like that. And then I ended up getting called for standby. It was a 5 a.m. so I had to wake up again at 3 a.m. And so I tried to even film that little bitty standby right before I timed out, and I was like, okay, well that's 3 opportunities to edit this and get it out to you guys. But all 3 times I was internally screaming and annoyed, and I'm like, what I'm saying and how I'm actually feeling do not match, and so I'm not gonna post it. So this is what you get instead. You get authentically me telling you like actually what's happening and why I'm not going to give you a fake video. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I was not happy. I was worked to the core. I was worked to the bone, and I exhausted my own self. And I will literally blame myself for parts of that, because like, again, I can't build the trips the way the trips are. I can't control what crew scheduling assigns me. I get what I get, but I can control when enough is enough, and I did not let myself do that. I was like, it's never enough. Like, keep going, and it was more than enough. And I should have controlled myself and been like, slow down, stop. Like, don't do it. And I didn't do that. And you know, especially like as a YouTuber too, like when you do sponsorships and stuff like that, it's just like you have commitments with companies and other stuff too. So it's like you might have planned those months in advance to do these sponsorships, and you can't call out. So, you know, there's a certain accountability that I hold for myself, and that's essentially what happened, which leads me into the more emotional part, which I'm going to try my best to keep myself together. So this is gonna segue me into the next part. So after I had the 4 days, and then I had the couple days off, and then I had the 1 day, that's when, after the 1 day, I had timed out. But the following day, my husband and I needed to go up to New York, and we were going up to Rochester. And you know, me and Chip don't take vacations. We are workaholics. And again, we both love what we do, but we work a lot. We have 2 dogs at the house. So it's not easy for us to go take vacations or go do that stuff anymore. You know, we have so much responsibility like here at home that it's hard to get up and do that. So Chip and I needed to go to Rochester to actually go see his great uncle. So Chip's grandfather that passed away late last year or early this year, around that time, it's his brother. And so his great uncle is about to turn 95 next month, and it's him and his wife that live up there. And they live up there, and they had 3 children of their own but their last child actually just passed away. So this really makes me emotional because it's painful to lose a child, let alone. It's painful to lose a child, let alone 3. And especially when you're left with no family anymore, especially at the age of being 94, 95, like, it's sad. You should never have to go through that as a parent. Chip and I felt like we needed to go up there. We needed to finally meet them because our life has just been so busy. We've just been putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and then talking to them and hearing them be like, well, we don't know how much time we have left. It's hard and it's sad. And I told Chip the same thing. I'm like, you know, when we just lost your grandfather, it's true. Like, you don't know how much time you have left with these people. And, you know, Chip's like 9, 10 years older than me, and he still has 3 out of 4 of his grandparents. Thank goodness, but I lost most of my grandparents very early. So I just have 1 grandfather left, and that's it. So you just learn, like, you just learn that time is very precious, and you learn what's important to you. And so we just really needed to get up there because they don't have, you know, they don't have family. They don't have somebody who's like really looking after them on a daily to weekly basis. And, you know, so anyways, Chip and I felt like we really needed to get up there. We needed to get up there soon. So even though that we're about to move into our new house coming up, we were like, forget it. We need to get up there. And that's what we did. So even though like I had just worked so much, I was like, okay, well, we're going to go up to Rochester. And I thought, this is gonna be like such a fun trip. We finally get to go do that. I didn't quite realize like how sentimental and how meaningful meeting these 2 people were gonna be for me. You know, they're Chip's family, but it meant a lot. What makes me truly sad is it's just like, I mean, we have 2 dogs here, and we just bought a house in Texas, you know? And up in Rochester, like my company doesn't have a base there. Like the closest base is like LaGuardia or like JFK, LaGuardia, Newark, like that little triad. But I mean, to uplift our life, to go up there to kind of like take care of them, it's just like, I don't know how plausible that actually is. Not seeing like them have a full support system anymore now that they just lost their last child. It's hard, and you know, I haven't figured out quite what to do or what we're gonna do yet, and yeah, but overall, that's just kind of what's been going on. But anyways, I wanted to film that because I thought it was gonna be fun. And I thought it was gonna be this nice, wonderful trip that we had, which it absolutely was. I'm not denying that. Like, getting to talk to the 2 of them was something I'll remember forever. I filmed this video, but I didn't realize like how emotional and how sentimental the video was gonna be, or the trip in general was gonna be. And so now I'm just like, I don't know that I want to post that out, you know? I don't know if like that's something I just want to hold to myself, or if I want to post it or not. And so then that was another, you know, trip that is just like, okay, well, now these two days I filmed them, I don't want to use it. Now I filmed this one day, I filmed it, I don't want to use it. And now we just took this trip to New York. Now I filmed this, and now I'm like, I don't know if I want to post it. And so I don't have content for you guys right now that's flight attendant, or that's my normal content. Instead, you're getting this quality crying content. But I just felt this video being authentic with you guys, and being real, and being emotional, and being vulnerable, this is better quality content than any of the fake stuff where I smiled even though I wasn't happy, and when I laughed even though it wasn't funny, and even though like I was so overworked. Like, I'd rather post this of me being an absolute mess to you guys because it's authentic. This is how I feel, and this is what's going on in my life. I'd rather give you this, even though it's just like, it's not happy, it's not great. I'd rather give you this than give you that I don't align with. Like, you know, like I gave you something that was not real, and I'd rather give you real. My life is not peaches and roses all the time, and you know, I do want y'all to realize that. Like, I laugh and I get through a lot, and everything's funny to me. I don't take myself too seriously. Like, life is a freaking joke. It really, really is. But you learn through life of what's important to you and what is not, what you value and what you don't. And your values are gonna dictate whatever you create in life. And you know, and I just want y'all to know, like, my life is hard too. I know your life is hard. And I know in this last like 2 years, like, I guess it's almost like 1.5 to 2 years, like we have all been going through it. And if I learned anything from that comment section on that other video, it's that I am not alone in this. And I know, like, we're all going through it. And I want you to know you're not alone either. Obviously, when you look at my life, it's not perfect either. And I don't know what we're gonna do, and I don't know how to address some of the challenges that come. And you know, you just have to trust the universe, and you just have to trust that life is going to help you answer those questions in the best and easiest way possible, because we just have a lot going on. And to kind of end this video on a lighter and brighter note, we're moving next month. We're gonna be moving everything over to the new house. So you guys are gonna get to see some of the new house. Again, I said I'm not gonna do a whole house tour. We just decided that that wasn't for us anymore. But I'm gonna show you parts and pieces and whatever, because it is going to be our house. So I'm flying less this month. My layovers are, some of them are early, but they're all longer. Like nothing is like an 8-10 hour layover this month. I always try to challenge myself and take it as a challenge to post at least one video a week. And I think I just need to be a little bit mindful of my limitations and where enough has been enough. You know, if I have time to post 2 and I'm comfortable and I'm happy with what it is, then I'll post 2. If I'm not, I'm not gonna do it. And I think that's just lesson learned in this. But I'm hoping because of next month, hopefully my wrist, we figure out what's going on today. Next month for me should be a little bit better. We're gonna just leave the past in the past and just try to move forward in the best way possible. So if you did enjoy this video, if you can relate to me or any of that, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up. Press that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.